This video contains helpful information on refugee claim hearings. More details and updates are available on our website, irb.gc.ca. Now that you have made your refugee claim, you may have questions about some of the processes and procedures at the Refugee Protection Division, or RPD. This video provides answers to help you better understand some of your options when submitting forms and documents or scheduling your hearing. When your claim was referred to the RPD, you would have been given a confirmation of referral letter along with a basis of claim form. You will use the basis of claim form to provide information about your refugee claim, including details about who you are and why you are seeking protection in Canada. Here are some of the questions you may have. If you are told to send your basis of claim form to the RPD, it is very important that you send the form within 45 calendar days from the day your claim was sent to the RPD. If you can't find the due date or are unsure, please contact the RPD. Our contact information can be found on the website for the Immigration and Refugee Board of Canada, or IRB. If you are worried you won't be able to get your basis of claim form in by the due date, you may ask for extra time. Use the form on the IRB website to explain why you need more time and how much additional time you need to complete the basis of claim form. The RPD will grant extensions of time in special circumstances only. If you do not have counsel to help you, or you do not have access to a computer to find the form, you may write a letter explaining why you need more time. A member of the RPD will review your explanation, then make a decision on your application. They will let you know their decision. If you are not able to send your basis of claim form in by the due date, and the RPD has not given you more time to send the form, you must attend a special hearing on abandonment. At this hearing, you must explain the reasons why your basis of claim form was not submitted on time. The RPD will then decide if your claim may continue or will be declared abandoned. If your claim is declared abandoned, the RPD will close your file and you will not be allowed to make another claim for refugee protection in Canada. If you made a mistake on your basis of claim form or forgot to include something important, you can make changes to the form. You can use a copy of the basis of claim form you already submitted and make the changes on that form. Be sure to underline the information you changed or added and cross out anything you want removed. You do not need to sign your updated form if you are sending it electronically, such as through the MyCase portal. However, you must sign the form if you are sending it by mail, courier, or in person. Send the updated basis of claim form to the RPD as soon as you can. Remember that all documents must be dated, even if submitted electronically. Visit the IRB website to see if the MyCase portal is available for you. During the hearing, the member will ask you to confirm that the contents of your updated basis of claim form are complete, true, and correct. As part of your hearing, the member will also ask you questions about the information on your basis of claim form. You do not have to hire counsel, but you may want someone to help you through your refugee claim process. If you decide to hire and pay a lawyer or immigration consultant to be your counsel, they must be licensed. In some places, a notary public or paralegal may also represent you. You are responsible for paying your counsel unless you are eligible for help from a legal aid agency. If you cannot afford to pay for counsel, try contacting the legal aid office in your province to find out what help, if any, is available to you. You can find information about legal aid offices on our website. If legal aid is not possible, consider looking for other support in your community. Search Refugee Claimant Support on the internet and include the name of the city or town where you live. This will lead you to a list of organizations that may be able to give you support or advice. Your documents must be submitted in either English or French. If any of your supporting documents are written in another language, you must attach a translation of those documents in either English or French. The documents must be translated by a person and must include that translator's declaration confirming that they translated the documents for you. You cannot use software or online translation tools like Google Translate. It is important to submit any additional documents to the RPD as soon as possible or no less than 10 days before your scheduled hearing. Do not wait until the deadline to submit your evidence. If you need to send evidence less than 10 days before your hearing, you will need to ask for permission. Permission is only granted in special circumstances. You will need to fill out an application to submit late disclosure, which you can find on the IRB website. On the application form, you must clearly explain why you are submitting additional documents less than 10 days before your hearing. Documents submitted without this application will not be considered. If you do not have counsel to help you, or you do not have access to a computer to find the application form, you may write a letter to the RPD explaining why you are submitting additional documents less than 10 days before your hearing. A member of the RPD will review your explanation, then make a decision on your application. The RPD will let you know their decision. Children who are refugee claimants do not need to attend your hearing unless they will be over the age of 18 on the date of the hearing, or the RPD asks for them to be there. Children under the age of 18 on the date of the hearing may attend the hearing if they wish. Older children sometimes wish to contribute by testifying or attending. This should be discussed with your counsel, if you have one, or your designated representative. A designated representative is someone who represents a person appearing before the RPD who is unable to represent themselves because they are under 18 years of age or are unable to understand the nature of the proceedings. A designated representative is appointed by the RPD. If you are not available to attend your hearing, or you are not ready for your hearing, you can make an application to change the date and time using the form on the IRB website. The RPD will only accept a request for changing the date and time of a hearing in special circumstances. On your application form, you must explain why you want to change the date or time of your hearing. It is important to submit your application as soon as you can and no later than 3 working days before your hearing, unless your request is because of a medical reason or other emergency. If you do not have counsel to help you or you do not have access to a computer to find the application form, you may write a letter to the RPD explaining why you need to change the date or time of your hearing. A member of the RPD will review your explanation, then make a decision on your application. The RPD will let you know their decision. If the RPD denies your application, you must be ready to proceed on the date and time of your hearing. If you do not receive a response, you must appear at your hearing and be ready to proceed. The member will decide your application then. We are always trying to make the refugee claim procedures more efficient for claimants. To get the latest information or to ask us a question, you can always call or write one of our regional offices. Remember that we cannot provide advice about your specific refugee claim, but we can help explain the different processes and procedures and direct you to the relevant resources available on the IRB website. For up-to-date information on the refugee claim process, go to IRB's website or call our toll-free number at 1-833-931-5121 for general inquiries. You can also scan the QR code on screen to visit our Contact Us page, where you will find information on where to submit documents and how to reach us if you have any questions.